A factory in the United States has just broken a record that no one expected to see so soon. A new humanoid robot coming off the assembly line every hour. That is exactly what Figure AI is doing. The company has multiplied its production capacity by 24, and the world of robotics will never be the same again. What does this mean for the job market, for the economy, and for the future of our cities? The answers will surprise even those who follow the sector closely. Stay until the end. What you are about to discover completely changes the way you see this race. Want to understand everything? Then watch the video all the way through and I will explain it all. But first, subscribe to the channel. That way, you will stay informed about the latest news in robotics. On April 29, 2026, the American company Figure AI made an announcement that caught the attention of engineers, investors, and workers around the world. Its BotQ factory, located in California, began producing one complete humanoid robot every hour. This may sound like a technical detail, but it represents a historic turning point in the robotics industry. To understand the magnitude of the achievement, you need to know where they started. In January 2026, that same factory was delivering just one robot per day. 4 months later, in less than 120 days, production jumped 24 times over. The company's CEO, Brett Adcock, confirmed that during the week of the announcement, 55 robots of the Figure 03 model would be manufactured. Up to that date, more than 350 units had already been delivered. The long-term goal is ambitious, to reach 50,000 units per year. The robot in question, the Figure 03, was launched in October 2025 and is the third generation of the company's family of robots. It was designed from the ground up with large-scale manufacturing in mind. Unlike laboratory prototypes, the Figure 03 incorporates tactile sensors at the fingertips, high-frequency cameras in each hand, soft materials for greater safety, and even support for wireless inductive charging. It is a machine built to come off an assembly line at industrial volume, not to be showcased in carefully controlled demonstrations. The BotQ factory operates with a custom manufacturing execution system, a tailor-made software that coordinates more than 150 networked workstations. Each stage of the process has quality checkpoints. Before leaving the factory, each robot undergoes more than 80 functional tests, including intensive physical exercise sessions, squats, lifts, and runs performed over thousands of cycles to identify early hardware failures before the robot reaches the customer's hands. What no one expected was precisely the speed of it all. The transition from prototype to mass production is historically the point where robotics startups stumble, and Figure appears to have overcome that obstacle at a speed that surprised even industry experts. But how exactly does this machine work? And what makes this production leap more than just a factory number? To understand what Figure has achieved, it is necessary to separate two distinct advances that go hand in hand: the manufacturing leap and the intelligence leap. Both happened at the same time, and they feed off each other. Think of a smartphone assembly line, but instead of screens and chips, what comes out at the end is a creature with 2 arms, 2 legs, cameras in its eyes, and sensors at its fingertips. The BotQ factory was structured with dedicated lines for each critical module of the robot: actuators, the electrical muscles that move the joints, batteries, body structure, camera system, and control software. Each line operates relatively independently, but all are coordinated by a central manufacturing software system developed by Figure itself, nothing purchased off the shelf. The great challenge of large-scale manufacturing is not assembling the first robot. It is assembling the 100th and the 1000th to the same quality standard. To achieve this, Figure qualified hundreds of external suppliers against rigorous inspection criteria. Parts that do not pass are blocked before entering the factory. Throughout the assembly process, there are more than 50 quality checkpoints. Technicians test sub-assemblies before integrating them into the rest of the robot. The result? The approval rate at final inspection exceeded 80%, while the battery line reached a 99.3% approval rate across more than 500 units produced. More than 9,000 actuators were manufactured in at least 10 different variations. Before leaving the factory, each robot goes through a testing session called burn-in. During this session, the robot repeats thousands of movements, squats, lifts, and runs to reveal possible mechanical defects that only appear with use. Alongside the production announcement, Figure revealed a significant update to the artificial intelligence system that controls the robot's movements. This system is called Helix, and the most recent version of its locomotion module is called System 0. Before this update, the robot walked without seeing what was in front of it. It knew the position of its own body, but could not see the ground. On flat surfaces, that was fine. But on stairs, ramps, or uneven terrain, it needed human assistance or specific programming for each situation, which made it of little use in the real world. The new version of System 0 receives color images from the cameras on the robot's head. These images pass through a stereo model, a technique that uses 2 slightly different perspectives to calculate depth, in the same way that our 2 eyes create the perception of distance. The result is a 3-dimensional representation of the environment around the robot. This spatial vision is then combined with body position data and fed into the artificial intelligence model, which learns to use this information to plan each step. The most impressive part is how this skill was taught, entirely inside a computer, without the physical robot. The system learned through the trial and error method. the same used in artificial intelligence programs that play video games, in virtual scenarios featuring stairs, ramps, and varied terrains. The simulated robot would fall, correct itself, and learn. When this learning was transferred to the real robot, it worked right away. No adjustments, no calibrations, no one guiding it. Researchers call this zero-shot transfer. What was learned in simulation works in the real world without any adaptation. Getting a robot to learn in a simulation and then function in the real world has always been one of the greatest challenges in robotics. What Figure claims to have achieved now, at least in terms of locomotion, is a real breakthrough, and the industry is paying close attention. Why was this only possible now? For 3 reasons. First, computers became powerful enough to train models in simulation. Second, embedded cameras and processors evolved to the point of enabling real-time vision inside a robot. Third, and perhaps most importantly, the fleet of robots in operation itself has grown. Each unit in the field generates real data on failures and unexpected situations. With more than 350 active robots, Figure has access to a volume of information that simply did not exist before. The acceleration in the production of humanoid robots has direct and immediate impacts on 2 simultaneous levels. On the opportunities front, Figure's scale-up opens the door for humanoids to enter sectors that face a chronic shortage of labor. Logistics, manufacturing, and elderly care are the most frequently cited. With 55 robots being produced per week and a target of 50,000 per year, the horizon for large-scale commercial deployment has stopped being speculation and become a timeline. For companies that depend on repetitive tasks in structured environments, assembly lines, warehouses, product sorting, the arrival of reliable, remotely updatable robots represents a concrete operational shift, not a distant promise. The transition from a hardware startup to a large-scale manufacturing operation is historically the industry's biggest filter. It is where most companies fail or remain stuck for years. Seeing this transition happen in 4 months drew attention, but also raised legitimate questions. Even people inside the industry acknowledged the problem. A safety engineer admitted that, without clear rules, the public ends up depending on the word of technology experts themselves to know whether a robot is safe or not. An executive from a competing company raised a similar concern. When robots and humans share the same space, the risks are not obvious and require serious prevention mechanisms. On the positive side, many experts believe that, in about 10 years, humanoid robots could become useful partners in the workplace, especially in tasks with high physical risk, such as heavy manufacturing and elderly care. The idea is simple. A robot that takes on dangerous functions does not replace the human being, it protects them. The humanoid robot market in 2026 is diverse and fast-moving. Comparing Figure's position with its main competitors reveals both the strengths and the limits of what was announced. The humanoid robot market is becoming increasingly competitive. Tesla is betting on mass production and affordable prices, with the Optimus potentially costing between $20,000 and $30,000, but still restricted to its own factories. Agility Robotics inaugurated the first factory dedicated to humanoids in the United States and already has contracts with Amazon. 1X Technologies aims to produce 100,000 units by 2027. In China, companies such as Unitree and UB Tech offer robots at much lower prices. The Unitree H2 costs around $29,000, leveraging their industrial scale and control of the supply chain. The Chinese advantage lies in cost. The American advantage lies in software and performance. Overall, the sector is rapidly moving toward a global contest in which price, scale, and embedded intelligence will be the decisive factors. Figure's strong point is the speed at which it learns and improves. With hundreds of robots in the field, updates sent to the entire fleet simultaneously, and a failure logging system, the company creates a rapid evolution cycle that few competitors can keep up with. The weak point is that the numbers are still small. 350 units is a lot for the sector, but not enough to make a real impact on the job market. The goal of 50,000 units per year is still a plan, not a reality. Figure's announcement in April 2026 goes beyond a technical advance. It is a sign that humanoid robotics has entered a new phase. It has left the laboratories, overcome manufacturing challenges, and started to make sense as a business. 1 robot per hour may seem like little, but in the history of humanoids, it is an unprecedented pace. And what truly matters is not today's number, but the direction. The more robots produced, the more data generated, the more intelligence improves, and the more capable the next robots become. The cycle feeds itself. The debate that still needs to happen, and that this announcement makes urgent, is not about the technology itself, but about who it serves and at what speed society is able to adapt. Regulators, workers, and companies have not yet reached an agreement on how to share the gains and the risks of this transition. Faced with this scenario, the question that remains is this. If Figure manages to maintain this pace and reach 50,000 robots per year, which sectors of the economy would be the first to feel this change? And is the world ready for it? Leave your opinion in the comments. If the video was helpful, like it and subscribe to the channel to stay informed about the latest news in robotics. See you next time.